What up?
Hi.
Hi.
My honey brought me. I just wanted you to meet him.
Yes, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I just moved in, so I have no furniture, brother.
Important things out though.
I have the important things out. Hi, how are you guys?
Good. Hi, how are you?
It's nice to meet you.
It's great
Hi,
to meet
sweetheart.
you too.
You
Thank you
can
so
here.
much.
Let me show.
I'm actually going to be just chilling out in the car for a little bit. I got some work to do and make a phone call. But can like scratch at the door and come in?
Just come on. No, leave it open. It's fine. It's fine. I've got the show actually right now. I've got it recording, so I'm
Awesome.
sharing it. It just says broadcast will begin shortly.
Awesome.
Do you want a glass of wine?
No, thank you.
Would you like? I have Coke, Diet Coke, iced green tea.
Green tea would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
How did I know you would like that? Hang on, I gotta-
I look like green. I'm wearing green. Maybe that.
All right, hold on. I gotta get this shared here to this page. Other pages.
And then I'll share it as well if it's already
Yeah,
live.
they'd probably do a watch party if you don't. I can't
So
do watch.
Facebook took that away from me.
Oh, they took that away from me too. They let me have it periodically, but they seem to.
They were letting me have it periodically.
35 pages on this one. Make sure the microphone's on. Okay. All right. So let's get out of here. Let's go back to reality.
So it's live on Dad Show page right now, or on
yeah,
your
you
personal?
Can share it from
okay.
the Dad Show page.
Great.
Or you can just go to my personal page and
Okay.
share. If you go to my personal page, I think you'll have more options to do a watch or to share. I think it's going to be friendlier with you. Let me just double check here. Okay, so yeah, we're live. We're live for 2 minutes. All right, so you would like some green tea?
I
or ice?
would. No, thank you. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a little chilly right now. Do you mind if we close the door?
No, absolutely. It's fine. I told you my house was empty. So my thought here is that we kind of I'm just going to start the show out. Okay, I don't script anything. I'm going to start the show out and get you to talk about what it is you do.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then we will go from there. We'll evolve quickly. I don't mess around. I start getting to the roots and boots of it all.
I love it.
And we'll have some fun here. So what I'm going to do, what happens, is we're going to we're going to play a song.
Okay.
Then we're going to come in and do the show intro. Or I'm going to do It's Almost Time for the Dag Show. Hold on, let me get up here. Yeah, I don't have my other computers here yet. I've been here a month. I haven't moved anything here. I don't even have a bed in my room. I've been sleeping in that fucking chair.
You told me you didn't have a bed, but we didn't get around to what are you doing?
It's just, I've just been so freaking busy. It's ridiculous. I have 7 commercials to play today. So that'll eat up, 10 minutes of time, just so you know. Let me just double check this. Okay. What the fuck is that?
It's almost time, get your dag hats on.
Hey, little flower, it's ripping from the ground. Life that I've just taken, it's a new life that I found. Well, we're a mess, so just don't see the pain. I've taken one fragile life, a life that can't be saved. Well, you think I really know it all when it comes down to out my back's against the wall. Well, we're a mess, so just don't see the pain. I would take my own life, but it just would be in vain. Well, it scares me to think.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dag Show. Hey, look, it's me, Dag, here with beautiful flowing hair. It's so soft and gentle. And I'm here with Felicity. Felicity, talking to your mic. You got here a little bit late, so try and get that mic up by your mouth. It's a 58. We want to hear you.
But I should have the green topper, but it's all good.
Yeah. You should have the green topper because you have a
Except
green
you're
shirt.
always on top of yours, so you can keep it.
Yeah, I am all over my.
But
my mic.
we are live from your place. Have
From
you
my-
ever been able to go from your own place?
Well, I did. We were doing the broadcast when the DAG show started out 5.5 years ago in my place, and then when I moved in with Di, we built a really cool lounge down there, which she does now. She does shows there, the Leopard Lounge, and so now, but here, my house, as you can see, is completely empty. I have a recliner, these 2 chairs, this table, which is an outdoor table with outdoor chairs, and I haven't gotten my stuff out of storage. I bought some new furniture that's coming on Tuesday, but I haven't bought a couch yet. So I need a couch. I have no TVs here.
So
Nothing.
fun.
It's
It's brand
nice.
new.
It's brand new and it's cool. It's brand new to me anyway. But I've been so busy. I just haven't been able to have any time to fart around with things and get things done. I've gotten all the important things done, but none of them are visual. So I'll get all this stuff done when this all gets cleaned up. This is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And these 2 new pieces of furniture that I just bought are antiques, and they're absolutely stunning. One's a desk, and one is a really cool cabinet. I can't even explain it. So that's going to be here. And then I still don't have a bed here. So I've been sleeping in that recliner you see
For
over
a
there.
month.
For a month. Yeah, it's been nuts. So how are you, Felicity? I'm so glad you're here. This is Felicity Joy. Felicity, tell everybody about you because I follow you and I adore you. And I didn't know you were tied to the Cunninghams, but go ahead, tell us about you. We don't want to. We're not here to talk about the Cunninghams today yet.
Okay. So Felicity Joy Solomon. I have my doctorate in Christian counseling. And so I've added that on to my life coaching practice as being able to help people not just with planning and preparing for the future, but also dealing with things in the past that are holding them back. And
you got your work cut out for me.
I am not giving you no free.
There's nothing free.
You're not sitting in the recliner and telling me all your mess tonight. Dad, get it together. So, so my life coaching kind of expanded to more coaching communities and groups in some ways. So I've started some different groups on Facebook, one of which America's Reconciliation, bringing hope and healing to the racial climate. So we'll be talking about that, those types of issues tonight. But I also have 2 shows just like this where I interview people weekly, one of them on spiritual topics called Simply Felicity, and then the other one called Black Conservative Female, where we talk about political issues.
All right. And see, now that was a big thing for me where we got together because, I had watched your videos and I had watched your spiritual videos, because I'm a mental patient. It's clear, and all my followers know that, and everybody who's been in contact with me for almost 56 years. But then I realized that you were conservative, and I thought that's when I reached out to you and said, I think this would be an interesting conversation to sit down and talk about these things and how they tie together and kind of break down the black and white issues a little bit tonight. Although I will take criticisms going, well, you had a black woman on who's conservative, so that doesn't count. But that's the kind of shit I get all the time.
Well, we're looking to change the narrative, so I'm really happy to be here, and I'm happy for any opportunity I get to blow people's minds, basically.
Well, and
pretty much you run across a black woman with pink hair, you don't know what you're going to get anyway.
I usually think I'm getting a lesbian.
I get that. I've gotten that from people. But I am who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am, so I'm happy to, set people straight pretty quick.
Well, and you sent me some pictures, and you had this really long hair. And actually, I think I have some of them in here. Yeah, I do.
Oh, right.
With your husband. We'll show them later.
Yeah.
Because I think that is the icing on the cake. Is actually that picture because it's interesting to me because I don't think it's something that's going to be expected with your long flowing hair. my hair's getting long.
I
Notice how long
know,
my
it
hair
is.
It's getting very long.
I used to change it monthly, actually.
Now,
Um,
how old are you?
so I'm 48.
Are
you
you
do
really?
go there. That's hilarious.
I have to go there.
Well, no, I thought people didn't ask women that.
No,
but I
I asked-
personally don't care.
No, I asked those questions, and I had this conversation when I was with the Cunninghams, and there's this black thing going on where you guys don't age. You're 48. You look like you're 30.
It's very kind.
I mean, you
Thank
do.
you.
You look
I
really,
appreciate
really
it.
young, and it's a black gene.
It's
Wha-
cool.
It's pretty
melanin
cool.
is awesome.
My friend who's 70, I was telling James about this, James Barnes. I said, the guy looks younger than me. Pisses me off. I don't even
Now,
want
I'll
to go
tell
have
you
coffee
this.
with him.
I'll tell you this. If you are black and you drink, not the same.
Really?
So
It
it's
falls
gotta
apart?
be. It does fall apart.
It falls apart for us white people. Look at me. Look what happened here.
So-
By the way, in case you're wondering, that's the camera up there, the pink one.
Thank you.
That's the one. So if you decide you want to look into it, look at it. Matches your hair.
It does. That's
Yes.
fabulous.
Isn't that?
Not
that?
many
See how
guys
I
have
did that?
pink cameras.
Well, listen, there's cameras everywhere here laying around, but I picked out the pink one to do the show today. So, anywho, let's talk about. Let's talk. I don't want to talk today on one topic at a time. I kind of want to tie them together. So, you being a conservative, how do you tie your spirituality to your belief system? Because many black people, although it's really shifted during the Trump administration, but many black people, and I've been shooting the show Life Rides for now over a month, right? Mm-hmm. And I deal in a lot of inner city neighborhoods, from Joliet to downtown and South Side, close to the lake. And there's still a lot of those people who just don't see the value of the conservative ideology. And I think, personally, it's because they believe in the promise that's never comes to fruition from the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So
Well,
how do you tie your spiritual?
So I want to say, interestingly, though, talking about Chicago, I have a friend that drives Lyft, and on the west side, she is picking up so many black conservatives. They're new. They're very new to it, but there is a movement, particularly on the west side, where a lot of blacks are being what we would call red-pilled and, starting to understand the conservative movement. So the interesting thing about black conservatism is, first of all, the Republican Party was really started by several black men funded by white men to have a place that they were welcome to be. So it really is like kind of our home to be Republican. And it really matches our values and the way we're raised. So a lot of black people are raised pretty conservatively in their values. So what happens is it's just a lack of information. And we do have a fairly strong hierarchy in most of our families where you don't question your elders. But a lot of our elders are uninformed. So it just perpetuates this ignorance is the only way to really describe it. But once you give people the information, see, we're taught, a lot of us, just to vote straight Democrat ticket. We're not, there's no discussion about it.
Why is that? Why do you think that is? I mean, what is it that the black community, coming from a black woman, why is it that you're taught to what's that influence? Where's it,
I wish that there were a really good reason more than this hierarchy I'm talking about where we kind of you're not supposed to question your elders and stuff. But the bottom line is that a lot of us park ourselves in front of the TV for a fair amount of hours watching the news or whatever. And, it's bad information. It's just a bunch of crap. So there's no real good reasoning. It doesn't tie in with the way we're raised. But if you don't know, if you haven't watched the transition of the Democratic Party becoming so incredibly liberal and you're not paying attention, which a lot of them are not, and the news is not really informing you on what exactly Democrats are doing out there. So we just flat don't know. I mean, I wish there was a better reason. So we're interested in things that make us emotional. We are a lot more excited by social currency than actual monetary currency, and you can tell by the way a lot of people spend their money. I know that these are stereotypes, but if we want to just talk about the overall and the reasoning of why we haven't en masse really run from that Democratic Party, which it would make sense to do because it has nothing to do with our values. A lot of us are still, Christian and values, and nothing about the Democrat Party is really coherent with the Bible. A lot of black churches bring Democrat people in, even to speak, candidates and stuff like that. But that's a tradition. A lot of it started by Margaret Sanger of Planned Parenthood, who knew that in order to execute her plan for depopulation in the black community, she had to get black influencers on board. So again, that's that social currency. And
which is, if you don't mind, I want to interrupt you here. The highest in the 50s, black families stayed married longer than white families.
Yes, absolutely.
And in the 60s, the abortion rate amongst blacks was about 24%. Now we're looking at it at 75%.
Absolutely.
And it's spinning out of control.
And that's how many of our men are out of the home as well.
Right. And that's where I was going to go. So we have this insane dichotomy and machine that seems to be moving. I don't know what it is and how it's training young black men. But I'll tell you something. Can I tell you something? Because, I've been doing this Life Rides thing, right? So, and I'm in a lot of oppressed neighborhoods. A majority of the time, 85-90% of the time, I'm in not good neighborhoods, impoverished neighborhoods or with the poor. And what I find a lot is when I'm doing this Life Rides is that young men are getting in the car and the name on it is a woman's name.
Wow.
So it's not, here's a 20-year-old guy young black man, 20 years old, getting in the car, and he's using his girlfriend's card. He doesn't have his own card. He doesn't have his own bank account. And I had this interesting thing where I had this young black man I picked up at a Kia dealership. Mm-hmm. And he lived on the south side, by Stony Island in the lake, and he was all the way out in Joliet to look at this car. So clearly he had his credit hit about 80 billion times to wind up in Joliet. But anyway, he gets in the car and he starts calling. He wants to buy a Jaguar. Now, a used Jaguar. It was like $15,000. The conversation he had on the phone was like he had absolutely no idea of banking, finance. And I got into the conversation with him, and I'm sorry I didn't record this on Life Rides because it was getting dark and the cameras just didn't work well. But when I started asking him questions, he had no clue. Mm-hmm. I mean, you could tell that he came from a situation where nobody was teaching him anything. Mm-mm. Nothing. I mean,
no, we don't get taught anything. What I tell you, we're interested in social currency. We're not en masse interested in financial currency. Like we don't understand currency. We don't understand generational wealth at all. I mean, that is like far out of the reach, but we don't know budgeting. We don't know anything about these things. I mean, I wish I could say, something better, but the good news is the Trump effect. And so having a alpha male in office resonated with particularly a lot of black men. He got 20% of the black vote, male vote. Now that is exciting news because that puts us in a position where finally the black woman isn't leading in something positive. And so we're needing those men to lead us and explain it to us because en masse, black women didn't get it. So that's a really good thing for the community. We need them to lead us in something. So there are things happening, a lot in the South, but in the barbershops, and things like that where the men are talking to each other and they're getting this understanding and they like someone that is no bullshit. You know what I mean? Like they like his style, and that's how they are. And also some of them remember not so long ago when he was super cool, where Trump was cool with all the rappers and everything like that. And of course, so the thing about the social currency, when I was introduced to that as a strategy for how to help people. They're like, the Republican Party talks about roads and schools or something. The black community doesn't care about that. We have to hit them where it matters. So like when Cardi B has, challenges on Instagram with Candace Owens, and where different rappers come out.
And she looks stupid every time she talks to Candace Owens.
So she kind of looks stupid every time she talks. So it's it's not a fair fight, but engaging in social media, not running away from the social things and the current things is very important for conservatives to be doing.
Oh, let's real quick say hello to a couple people.
Can we
Robert
say hi
Woodell, yes, it has begun. The swamp is draining. I can hear you.
My friend Kathleen
Who the
is
hell
watching.
is singing
How are you?
from John Chapman? This is what I can show. John Chapman said you're a dagoff. That's the kind of treatment I get from my followers.
I see.
Hello, Jason, Kathleen.
It's called tough love.
Yes. So anyway, okay. So we have. So now this is really a term that I've heard, but I don't think I really understood it. This social currency thing. So what you're saying here is in the poorer or the more minority neighborhoods, social currency becomes more valuable than the actual money. Okay, this kind of almost reminds me of a Chris Rock reference in one of his stand-ups. So rims, let me get rims.
That's
so
right. That's why
that,
we will.
is
That's
that
why
what it
we'll
is?
take our tax refunds and we spend them on making us look better, making us feel better. We do not spend them on investments. We don't think far enough in the future of how can I get my family out of this situation. We're not trying to get my family out of this situation. We're super day to day in how we think. So what, I've been kind of taught to do is engage in social media and, basically kind of do the modern day your mama jokes and calling people into battle like that. Like
wait,
challenging people.
Hold on, wait a minute. So you go to like your events and you go out and you speak and then you go, your mama so fat.
Do not.
No.
I don't do anything like that. I said on social media, I call people out on stupidity.
Okay.
And I'm not always real nice about it because I'm trying to engage them. I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? Have you even thought this through? Do you know anything about this? Do you know anything about that? And sometimes like people are curious. Sometimes I get private messages later where they might be real bold in the comments with me, but later they're asking me like, no, what were you talking about? You know what I mean? Or, they may not, they may just, hate the fact that I called them out there, but it's still on their mind. See? And this is my point, what I said to you before. It's not acceptable socially to challenge our elders, even though they're saying the same dumb crap all the time that's not helping our community. We're not able to do that. So somebody needs to challenge these people, and it's been awesome. Like I've had people say to me, I never met a black conservative before. This is a few years ago, but like 3, like not a lot of years ago, I heard it quite often. Like, oh, I've never met a black conservative. I've never met a conservative that was kind of respectful to me or that really, challenged me to think or whatever. So I really feel that a lot of black people already are conservative. They just haven't been presented with the information. Because what kind of choice are you making if you don't have all the information? So it's just been so getting the information out has been a little more challenging the more things have gone along with Trump. The more you watch TV, right, they're so targeted that, a story about puppies is also a story about why we hate Trump today. So, it's just they're getting intravenously fed hatred, and they're just.
So what's your solution to that? I mean, because listen, it's not just black people who are getting fed that. I mean,
no.
You want to talk about the largest majority of the population? Listen, here's one thing I know. Black people don't live in trailers. White people live in trailers. They go to the lowest bottom of life and become, completely ignorant to all the cause. I'm sorry, white friends, or black people who might be offended by this, but only a white person will live in a sardine can. And my point of this is, no, you don't. You don't go to trailer parks and see a whole black community living in sardine cans. So, my point of that is that the white people, regardless of your political affiliation, make up a majority of the population. And they have a tendency to kind of come across as having more of some game than a lot of the other minorities. When we look at the people who voted for Trump in the minority section, we had 20% of the black population, we had 34% of the Latino population, we had 32% of the Asian population. Those are those are numbers that actually matter. So when you look at this and you're out talking to these people and people think Biden won, I mean, listen, I don't believe this election was fair by any stretch of the imagination. I can't imagine the shit show that's going to start tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be good. There's a reason there is more military in Washington, D.C. than there is in Afghanistan right now.
Sure is.
And, I have a brother-in-law who's a lieutenant colonel in Afghanistan, and he's like, ugh, yikes, something weird's going down here. But what is the fear? Where's it coming from? There's this big push from the Democratic Party to try and make minorities and especially blacks seem underprivileged in socially economically, and I think that's kind of disturbing to a certain degree. So what's your thought on that?
Well,
did I confuse you? Because I kind of confused myself a little bit.
No. I mean, well, what I want, kind
of got myself a little torqued up there and confused.
What I want to say about that is, another thing in the black community is there's this "we gotta stick together" thing. So even if it's idiotic,
it's like Italians. I'm Italian. That's what we did.
Right. So that's not necessarily unique. But, so even if it's stupid, we need to stick together and stuff like that. And there are just those of us that are coming out of that, and we don't care about that. And so it's like, well, if you want to stick together, let's come over here where it's better over here, but there just are a lot of us that are willing to break that taboo, willing to have conversations like this, because I'm saying a lot of things that, black people would,
well, if this was CNN, you'd be fired. You'd be fired already.
Yeah. So
you would not exist on CNN after the first 2 minutes of this conversation.
Absolutely. There's so many things, but by breaking those taboos, the more you do that, the more the atmosphere of the whole thing changes. And I have to tell black people, we are not a monolith. It was insulting when Biden said it, and it is insulting when you act like we are. I do not have to agree with you, and you can call me not black for not agreeing with you, but I can also call you not black. We can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I am not accepting your labels for me. So that's
see, now that's interesting to me. Why do you think that we put so much pressure on the issue of the color of people's skin, or I mean, listen, we have Polacks here, and Russians and Asians and Italians and Iraqis and Palestinians and Indian people here, and Indian people have dark skin. What is it that there's just this one group of people that becomes this N-word thing? And I want to talk about the N-word. We're going to talk about that tonight. But why is it that this one group of people with dark skin seems to be such a divide? You know, because my heritage is Italian, but I don't run around going I'm Italian American because I'm third generation now.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
when somebody comes to me and says I'm African American, I go, shut up.
Right.
You're just
No,
another
you know
American
what?
who
Ask
happens
them.
to be black.
You know what happened
I
to
happen
me
to be white.
when I totally stopped using that term, and I've never liked that term. But sometimes I teach
It's
English.
a label.
Yeah, I teach English online as well, and so sometimes for clarity, like I felt like it would be good to say that or something. Anyway, I got called out, and I was like, I'll never use it again. And somebody said, "Oh, what country in Africa?" And then I was like, and he was like, "Oh, you know it's a continent, right?" I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I will not be insulted like that again. Yes, I know it's a continent. So over here in America, we actually don't think it's necessarily important to know what country, or, you know, sometimes it's hard to tell and stuff. Well, why would you call yourself African American? I know it's stupid, right? And I tell you what, the day that I dropped that, and even the black, and I started calling myself American, that felt amazing. You know, as a conservative, as a Republican, as a patriot, as someone who loves this country, I have never thought of myself as just an American, because nobody ever presented that to me that I could, and it feels amazing.
Well, you know, I don't know. You've probably seen it, that interview with Morgan Freeman. He says, you want to end racism, just stop talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, what disturbs me is, one, putting a label on the color of your skin, you know, and why that should matter to me. I can tell when you walk up to me that you're darker than me, so you don't need to point it out, number one. Number two, when you tie these additional monikers onto it as if you understand your history, which no white people really understand their history, so all of a sudden now black people understand their history, Asian people understand their history. Those people are really good about getting their history. Jews, Greeks, those people. My sister-in-law is Greek. That woman understands her history. Their whole family, they get it. They make a big deal of it. Mm-hmm. The Italians did for a while, but look at what a bunch of shitbags they were for a long time. I mean, they were terrible people. But when it just comes down to just average, you know, third, fourth, fifth, sixth generation people in this country of any color, I think it's really stupid that we label us, because
it's very simple-minded. It's
it
just
is.
simple-minded.
It's simple-minded.
So here's my thing, and a huge thing I hear from people is, you know, it's all fine, and I have issue with this too, so I'll go into it, but they'll say, it's all fine for you to be colorblind, but when people look at you, they don't think that. They're thinking all these racist, horrible things. So here's the conclusion I came to is, first of all, I'm not letting other people define who I am, period. I don't care what other people think of me. So I'm not letting you define that. I'm not thinking, what are they thinking? I am never thinking that. I don't care what you are thinking. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. And I'm definitely not going to let simple-minded people tell me who I am. So I am not doing that. That is just not, you can do that. It's welcome. Whoever wants to do that, that is something Felicity's not doing. The other thing is that I am not colorblind. I do not accept that definition, and nor do I think that that is the way to go. I'm actually very color appreciative. I love the different colors. I think they're great. You know, I love the different cultures, the people that have good culture or whatever. So I appreciate those things. I think they're fun. I think they're neat. They make life interesting, right? So I prefer that term. It's never quite caught on, but I like it. So there's nothing to be colorblind about. It's right there in your face. Blind has to do with your eyes. But when I'm talking about brain power, you know, color of the skin, that is on the list of things that are important about you, that's got to be in the bottom too. It just
Yeah.
is.
It,
So-
it doesn't. Those things don't play. Don't. Those things. He clearly didn't follow directions when I listened to my voicemail when I said I'm on a show at 8:00. Those things don't enter into my mind, and this has been the interesting thing about shooting this show, Life Rides, that we're editing a lot of that now and trying to get it done by next week. The a majority of people, regardless of their race or nationality, who get in the car are kind and sweet, and where I struggle is with young people of all ethnicities. Young people today, I don't care what the color of their skin is they have no skills in being cordial. And there is none of this, yes, sir. I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
But
it
it's
never
a little
happens.
surprising.
It's yes, when it happens, it's very surprising.
I know.
And there are a lot of young black men that I take to work that work at Amazon or this or that who get in my car and are kind, and women as well, and but there is an overwhelming amount of this indifference that you can feel, this dark cloud the minute people get in the car within a certain age range, and I'm going to say between like 25 and 40, 35 maybe, where they get in there bitter. You can just tell they just hate. And I always want to say, hey, what, you seem crabby. What, you got a white guy driving you to work. Shut the fuck up. Look at how awesome this is. Don't tell me that life is miserable. There is a very handsome white guy with long flowing soft hair driving you to work. So, but people don't see, there's a lot of people that just, in like I said, it's a very specific age range. I'm going to say it's 18 to 25, where there is this built-in hostility.
Yeah.
And
so just,
and it's with Hispanics, it's with Asians, everybody of a different ethnic group other than white. For me, because I'm out doing this 25 times a day. So 25 times a day, I pick people up, I try and film them, and you just calculate that over 2 months. That's a lot of people, and it's interesting to see this one segment of our generation. It seems completely lost and how do I say this? Like converted into this hate.
Yeah.
mongering.
I mean, the indoctrination is picking up.
There you go.
It's picking up, but just
She's the smart one in the show.
Imagine that they've been indoctrinated all their lives, and so. You've got some of them with sort of absent parents, just letting them figure it out on their own. And then you've got a few of them with the sort of helicopter parents that are protecting their every little move. And so then they get this weird sense of self-importance. So either of those things is not going to lend itself to, being cordial or anything like that. But Trump's proposal to have patriotic education is really important
It's
to be
huge.
able to turn this thing around. And
Do you think it's going to happen with Biden, under Biden?
so I don't believe that Biden will be our president for the next 4 years at all. Like, I would say he has a 0% chance.
So you think in the next, now we're shifting gears, but we're going to go back to this. I do have to do a couple commercials here. But you don't believe that in the next several days that Trump's going to wind up leaving office?
I do not. In
I
any
can't.
way.
All right, let's hold that thought, because I want people to come back, because now, everybody, I'm a big shot and I have cool advertisers now, okay?
Woot woot.
Yeah, so hang on a second, because the problem is I don't have all this stuff set up properly yet. Hold on. I gotta get to this, because this is really a lot of work, and I don't have all my computers here. So I'm going to do, and I got them all misplaced. This is fun, because you're part of this whole new little thing I have to do here. So here, we just won't talk. I don't want to turn the volume down because it's all the way down there. We just won't talk.
Okay.
But we're going to do Hold on. Am I? Yes. I'm on this one. Hold on. This is a train wreck when it comes to the commercials. Everyone's going to be mad at me tomorrow.
Oh, the neglected office break room. Never inviting anyone in. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. Because we want dark roasts and light roasts, hot coffee, iced coffee, flavored coffee, gourmet lattes, cocoa, tea, Arabica beans, and everything in between. At Keurig, we make products that are as diverse as you are to ace that presentation, to take on whatever comes your way, and turn it into awesome. So, make a cup and make something happen. Who knows? What starts with a coffee might just lead to that idea, that aha moment, that I got this, let's do this kind of feeling. Because one cup really can help change the world. Or at least change your day. From a little less of this to a little more of this. We don't just want to help you make great beverages. We want to help you make great moments. So, how about a cup? Who knows what might come next?
We just did my first commercial for Keurig. Yeah.
You
We
are
just-
a big shot.
I am a
Keurig,
big
no
show. Wait,
less.
hold on. We have to do another one. I literally was supposed to Monday. I have to start doing like 10 a show.
Wow.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. So we have to do this one more, and this is for Heineken. Do you drink at all?
I do not drink at all.
You don't drink anything? You never.
I will probably look this good till I'm 85.
That's the ticket. See, you got all this shit going for you here, and I'm ruining my own beautiful face.
Countries,
Hold on, we got to get to
World
this.
famous.
Heineken.
like me. It happens all the time.
He's ready. Antonio Banderas! It's Antonio Banderas from the movies.
Enjoyed in 192 countries. There's more behind the star.
Oh yeah, that's right. Welcome to the Dag Show. That's Heineken. Who did I just do? Keurig and Heineken. I got to do a Kohl's commercial, a Toro commercial.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be after 5.5 years to be in this situation. See, look it. There was a Heineken logo, and then there's my stupid phone. So I have to. No, I have all this equipment. It's not here. Wait, do you see how cool it's going to be set up? Like,
Then you'll have to have me back.
yeah. Oh no, you can come back on this show anytime you want.
Well,
You
sounds
better
good.
be prepared to yell at me, but I will get some free therapy from you. God knows if anybody needs therapy in this freaking business, it's me. So what we'll do here is let's go back to this. So let's touch on where we ended.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hit it,
so
baby.
This is where you could say the political and the spiritual come together for two reasons. One is because I was raised a Christian, I am still a Christian, and conservatism comes from the Bible. So, like, there you go. I mean, so there's your tie. Next level of that is I do believe that God didn't just speak and people wrote the Bible. I believe that God still speaks today. And because of that, I have heard many, I don't know if it would be in the hundreds, but maybe it would be close, prophetic words that President Trump was going to serve 2 terms. Not no running in 2024 bull crap, okay? If we do not win this election, we will be socialist. We will never have another free election. There's no reason to vote again. Like, duh. Everybody knows that. So cut that crap.
I don't think the Democrats that are behind this election believe that. I don't think they believe that at all.
Believe
That if we go that with Biden getting inaugurated, everything's going to change.
everything.
Well,
and we will
I don't
never
think they
have another free
understand it.
election.
No,
ever.
but I don't think the Democrats or the left really has an understanding of what kind
well,
of
anyone
a
not
snowstorm we
making money
created.
off the deal does not understand. But Like, and then if you're a Democrat, you probably don't know the history of Venezuela or Cuba or anything like that. So whatever, like you just totally don't get it. Whatever.
There are documentaries, by the way, on Facebook that you need to watch about Venezuela, about Cuba, about God, what was that guy's name in the 70s? Why can't I? And was it Costa Rica?
Oh, Castro. But that
No,
was
not
Cuba.
Castro. Castro's Cuba. I can't remember it, but I will get those links up. But anyway,
Yeah,
they were
so
devastating ideologies that really messed up
it's
the
never
country and
worked
the people.
anywhere. It's never worked anywhere once. So there's that.
But
so,
what about the Democrats who believe in God and the Democrats who believe in being kind to one another, and because that's really their movement. I mean, this is really their idea that, you know, poor people in America need help. I don't want to take that away from Democrats. I don't believe that there's a single.
used to, and that was the reason I was a Democrat. That's what I thought it was about.
But do you
and the party has changed even in the last 4 years. It has left people.
So the
behind.
party, let's separate the party from the people.
Okay.
I don't believe that democratic people, liberal people, want veterans to suffer in the street, want homeless to live on the street and shit in front of stores and have, you know, you
They
stepping over
probably
the-
don't want to have where no one owns private
They don't
property
wanna-
again. They don't understand what's coming.
Well, so what? So let's just say, because I have friends that are Democrats that own businesses. They don't want to pay more taxes. Nobody wants to pay more taxes. So what is this faction of the Democrats you believe that somehow got Joe Biden elected? That there were Democrats who said, we don't want lower taxes. No, we don't want reform in federal government. No, we want abortion to continue. Who are these people?
So these people are low information voters, okay, that do not know history and that are fed a steady stream of mainstream media.
But do you believe
Conspiracy
that
media.
when you see people like Antifa or Black Lives Matter out there, do you honestly think that these young people, because these people are like 18 to 35 out there protesting, you really think they go home and watch the news? I somehow don't
They
buy
didn't
that.
need to. They had the indoctrination of the education system.
Oh, which is really an important thing, because this is happening in a friend of mine's school with her kids.
100%.
And we had a big argument with her school district and her principal and her assistant principal. And then we got red flagged. So it was really weird. So there is, and I'm telling you only because I'm proof of it, I was part of it. There is a system in government that if you make too many waves, people say, you know, especially on the Democratic Party. Now, I've never seen that on the conservative side, but I was a Democrat my whole life, a Democratic liberal. I mean, I was a liberal Democrat. You know, I voted both sides of the aisle, and I considered myself an independent, but I voted for Obama twice.
2 more times than I did. So I came to a little quicker. But the thing is that...
That's that stupid bad cable. The one cable I pull out of 30 cables is the same one I gave to Wendy Barnes. No, you're fine.
Gotcha. So in addition, with the Christianity side of it, same low information voters are low information Christians, meaning these people don't read their Bibles. And then a lot of people, and it's become very apparent in these last few weeks as I've been doing a lot of helping people, a lot of encouraging people. People pray, but they talk the whole time, which means they're never listening. Prayer is supposed to be a conversation. So it's just a lot of people that don't know a lot of stuff about things they say they believe. And that's the reality of what we're dealing with and how people can stay in what is a dying party. Actually, we've got one dead party and we've got one on life support. So I love one of your listeners has a Patriot Party little logo thing, and I'm really excited about something fresh
I have
and
some
new.
really awesome listeners who got an awful lot going on. They really are very proactive in trying to get out great messages. I will say this also, though. From my perspective, I think the Republican Party a little bit is well, not a little bit, a lot. I've been saying it for years. It's been failing itself. There seems to be a complete lack of connection with the people. And the Democratic Party has done an astounding job at reaching out to the people and the young and making promises that are just completely, like the new Green Deal. I mean, it's not even reasonable. It's not even doable.
They won't fulfill these promises,
but
they will
can't
make
financially.
them.
That's the problem. And they've done this in the city of Chicago my entire life. I mean, here, we're going to move you. We're going to build this great complex. We're going to build the Robert Taylor homes in Cabrini Green. Then we're just going to constantly displace you because we have a better idea later. Oh, wait, it's election season. So we're going to come here and promise you some more shit. And then, oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, the election's over. We stopped talking to you. It's 4 years later.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing
nonsense.
is, it is. They can promise you, your own house on Mars, because they never have intention of doing it. They have another agenda. Right. They have already sold out to China. They're making their money on their back deals. They don't have any incentive or any intention of doing any of the things that they say they're going to do. So they can promise anything.
Listen, politics is like you coming here and today you make $100,000 a year, and then you show up here and you leave here, and 3 years later, because you were with me, you're worth $12 million. That is really a despicable idea that I think we don't question those things enough. Now, listen, I understand because I'm a capitalist. You write a book or something like that, but come on. Give me a break, man. You don't become Joe Biden, who has no legislative anything legislatively that mattered other than incarcerating black people in
just
47
like his vice
years.
president.
Yeah, I mean it's really despicable to me that and it hurts me that people on the left don't understand. And tomorrow I have a show with Michael Slater. He's driving down from Milwaukee to come here to be on this, and in 5.5 years, I've had one liberal on the show that agreed to be on. And in the middle of the show, he got pissed and hung up because he didn't have answers.
Right.
But see, with what I'm trying to do now with the show is to talk more honestly about these things and go, okay, well, listen, I'm willing to listen, but you gotta, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to try and bring us together, because how do we bring black people together with white people now, since there's this divide that really, I believe, has been shoved down our throats in this indoctrination process through the Democratic Party and this in the craziness that they just keep spouting out. And then you watch white people all over the airwaves talking about the plight of black people. I mean, nothing could annoy me more. It's like trying to watch. It's kind of like trying to figure out a Jew make an Italian gravy recipe. Shut up. You talk to me about falafel. You talk to me about gefilte fish, and I'll shut up.
Okay.
Look I'd like to get you a little rattled.
I know it's good. I'm like I was like trying to think of don't make greens for me or something like that. The thing about it is all of life, and here comes the spirituality again, all of life is based on principles. All of life works on certain principles. Now, you're able to prop some things up for a while, okay? But not forever. And this has happened in every arena of life, in politics and the church, very big time that this has happened. I started recognizing when I was going to church that some people were saying, wow, look what God did for me. And I'm like, no, actually, you just have good credit. Like, that wasn't God. So
that wasn't God who got you the house. It was your good credit.
You know why I knew that? Because I didn't have good credit, and things that were happening for other people weren't happening for me. I didn't have a husband with a good job, so these miracles weren't happening for me, see? But I got to a place in life where I actually needed miracles. I needed things to happen, even though I wasn't in a set up position like these people. But the Bible doesn't talk about that you have to be set up all perfect. It says that God will do things for you, right? If you believe. So I needed that crap to work. I didn't need what these people were talking about. So you can prop stuff up for a while, but not forever. Now we are in that position now with the politics. We've been propping things up and things have been seeming to work that don't actually work. If you build your life on lies, your life is going to fall apart. Eventually, that is a spiritual principle, but you have to look long term to figure that out. You can't look like in 5 years you can keep that propped up. Now we've kept that propped up for a long time. And so what I have heard and has made a lot of sense to me, and I'm seeing all these things come to pass that I've heard, is this whole system of bull crap is coming down. It's coming down. Why would you need all these troops in Washington, D.C. for a virtual inauguration? The inauguration was canceled. They said it was going to be virtual. Why do you need all those troops there? Those troops are not under Pelosi's command. They're not under, she tried to get the codes and got her hand slapped on that, tried to take the codes away from President Trump or whatever. So something is about to go down, and you can kind of figure out what it is. President Trump is not acting like a lame duck president. He just signed another executive order that talked about anyone with financial holdings in China. And for up to a year after this company has been determined to be majority Chinese, blah, blah, blah. Why would you write an executive order like that? That was signed yesterday. Why would you write an executive order like that if you know that the next president is going to come in and rip up your executive order? He's not even acting like a president who's leaving in any way. So something is about to go down, and it's something that is definitely too good to be true. The average mind can't believe it.
Don't you fear that half the country is going to completely go ballistic?
Not if information is given to them about what.
What if a lot of liberals and Democrats come at me throwing straws, plastic straws, and things at me, and they poke me really hard with them? How am I going to fight back?
I know.
With my 40,
I don't know how you'll sleep
with my 45.
At night. You don't even have a bed, but it's going to be rough for you. No, the thing, I really believe that a lot of people haven't made a quality decision because they don't have all the information. So what if all the information is given? Are you still going to have your diehards that are going to blame Trump for everything? Of course you are. But you're also going to have people that are hooked up to the IV of the television, and when the television shows that certain people were arrested and here's the evidence and here's the proof and all of these things, already the media is starting to speak the truth. It's been jarring. Today, CNN was reporting, I can't remember, CNN, CNBC, it's on my page, I can give you the links or whatever, but they're already starting to speak the truth, and that was part of the prophecy of what's going to happen.
I don't know. I got home from work today, and I started work. I got up this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning. I went to work at 2:30. And when I got home today, I saw CNN still spewing the same nonsense.
No, it's most of it. But the fact that I could even find 2 titles that were honest is unreal. Because sometimes you'll find truth in the body of the article, but they would never put a headline out that is like kind of pro-Trump or something like that. So I should have had that preloaded in my mind what these things were. I'm like drawing a blank right now. But the point is, the only reason it's a highlight to me is because these prophecies said that was going to happen, that they're going to be forced to speak the truth. Now, one of the things I think in the Insurrection Act or in something that came out recently is that he's going to pull their FCC license if they do not run his emergency broadcast system messages, or if there are things that he says they have to say them. And so it looks like some of them are deciding like, okay, we don't want our FCC license, pulled. Like reporting on the fact that the news that also that there was an investigation that the storming of the Capitol was pre-planned. Like CNN ran that.
But see, don't you have listen, I got to tell you, man, I don't believe a freaking word the media says anymore. And, you can see we live in a world in digital media where everything can be fabricated. I could literally go on my iPad right now and I could create a fake Facebook post, spread it everywhere as if it's the real and say it came from Black Lives Matter, or it came from the Republican Party, or it came from Donald Trump, when it didn't. It's a cut and paste program. We live in a cut and paste world. Cut and paste is destroying the way we think and see and view everything. I do not believe for a second 70% of all the shit we're being told, regardless of what media source it's coming from.
Yes. So there is first of all, a lot of the country still does believe it, and so that is what's important about them changing their tune. Secondly, what you've just proven is why there is still such a high need for having a connection with God. Because without discernment and without being able to ask God, is this true, you're never going to know it. But yet there are things that are true.
But how
being completely cynical is not a workable proposition if there are things that are true.
But if the media is fake, how do you convince people that God is real? I mean, if everything in existence that we live in day to day, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year is bullshit, how do you convince people that God is real? Because it's not a tangible thing that we can touch. We can read the Bible. We can feel it. So how do you reach people that way? That was a great question, the way I posed it and everything. I'm a freaking genius.
You're a freaking genius. I don't think the media ever helped people believe in God. So I don't think the two things correlate.
But we're not asking the media. What I'm not saying here is to ask the media to promote God to people. What I'm saying is that if people can't believe the media, how can they believe God?
Well, I would say because people can't believe the media, they need to believe in something. I think it's a selling point for God. Like, you need something, because they're not going to tell you. But I have an internal guidance system that tells me when something's crap and when something's not. Now, are there times I'm fooled? Yes, but I've gotten better and better at it the more I develop my relationship with God and have people disciple me on how to navigate this. So the whole system of, teaching someone everything that God has taught you, which is what Jesus asked us to do, still works. It still works. That is the
fundamentals of it. Of what you're saying is the fundamentals of faith. All they still work.
They still work.
That I would 100% agree with. I do have to do another commercial.
Let's do it.
Well, I was supposed to do them every 15 minutes, and clearly I'm a giant failure. But before I do that, I gotta play this song and take a second here. This is a young artist out of Chicago. His name is Jordan J. And he is. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where is it? There it is.
I love supporting local artists.
Oh, he's so talented.
Yay, us.
And he's 16 years old and wrote all this music.
Oh, how cool.
So I'm going to turn our mics off. I'm going to use the restroom. And
I'm going after you.
Okay. Well, you can use the one in the hallway. I'll use the other one.
Great.
Yeah. So let's do this. This is Jordan J. and Almost Famous. Is it doing it? There we go.
Hey, my name is Jordan. Eminem is one of my favorite rappers of all time. When I'm gone is a song I will be doing. I hope Eminem sees this so I can do a song and video with him one day. Check this out, y'all.
Really made.
I'm making these
sipping on this drink. I'm feeling on myself, but I cannot feel a thing. Feel like time is moving fast, but I have too much time to think. And now I'm thinking thoughts while I throw up in the sink. I'm thinking about love and I really want it bad. I've lived for 16 years, but that's one I've never had. Maybe if I had some money I can throw into a bag. I can give my love the world and I never make her sad. Like I'ma just keep going, going, going like I'm flowing. But as I keep on growing I would put in more emotion. So I'ma keep on going, 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 never slowing. But as I keep on growing, feel like drowning in the ocean. Feel like I am drowning, I am going down far. I wish I had more time so I could count the stars. But now I'm running out of breath and this life feels so bizarre. Now I wish I was alive so I could have tried hard. I'm making these songs like I'm already famous. Haters keep on hating, feel like I already made it. They say that I'm cocky but there's no reason to stage it. I'm just bluntly honest cause these backwards got me faded. Making these songs like I'm already famous. Haters keep on hating, feel like I already made it. They say that I'm cocky but there's no reason to stage it. I'm just bluntly honest cause these backwards got me faded. I just wanna ride, yeah, I just wanna go. I'll make it through the final and I'll do this shit alone. I'll go in from the side where there's a little hole. I'll make it, get some money and I'll sit up in my home. They see me while I glide, yeah, I just wanna show them I can make it and I show them how I go. I never wanna hide, yeah, love is what I'm told. Never speak of lies as I am always in my zone. I just wanna vibe, yeah, I just wanna roll. Burning all these memories and thoughts into my skull. But I don't wanna die, no, I don't wanna fall. So I'll just make this music till the day that I grow old. I'm making these songs like I'm already famous. Haters keep on hating, feel like I already made it. They say that I'm cocky but there's no reason to stage it. I'm just bluntly honest cause these backwards got me faded. Making these songs like I'm already famous. Haters keep on hating, feel like I already made it. They say that I'm cocky but there's no reason to stage it. I'm just bluntly honest cause these backwards got me faded.
All right, here we go. We are back here on the Dag Show. Oops, and oops, wrong video there. Okay, look at this train wreck that's happening right now, and I have to do another.
I thought you were gonna do a commercial.
I do. I gotta do another commercial right now. This one is. I'm trying to. This is such a disaster of me trying to do commercials. It's so ridiculous. Okay, this is the Verizon commercial I gotta do. They're a new advertiser too, because you know why? Because I'm special, and that's just how this rolls.
Hi, I'm Chris Rock. Oh, it's not about me. I get it.
Do you have Chris Rock on your commercials?
The new iPhone 12 Pro.
I have Chris Rock.
5G meets Verizon 5G.
Actually, you can get it.
Ultra
Everybody
wideband.
can get it.
You want me to turn it around? Pow! This is a game changer. 5G just got real, man. Remember when the Song of the Summer took the whole summer to download? One time I waited 51 minutes for Janelle Monáe's dirty computer to download. That's longer than the whole album. But these G's don't blink. iPhone and Verizon ain't playing around. Remember when you tried to watch Bigger and Blacker and by the time it downloaded, I was older and thinner? Now, done. Remember when you could only watch the NFL on TV? Remember when you didn't have 5 different camera angles and replays? Football just got 5G real. Remember when the only way multiplayer gaming worked was with Wi-Fi? Boom! Legendary fast with Verizon 5G. Remember when you found out esports was a real thing and kids half your age were making twice your salary?
Yep.
Remember when I tell you to clean your room?
Nope.
You remember when your allowances due? You never forget that. iPhone and Verizon 5G. This is gonna change everything. 5G just got real. Pow! 5G ultra wideband. Now in more and more cities.
All right, listen, I'm screwing up some of the commercial stuff. Whatever. I'm playing the commercials that they're telling me to play. So just everybody leave me alone here for a minute. I got to do one more, and then and then I'm getting this out of the way. It's for Toro. It's snowing. This one makes sense. And anybody who doesn't have this, I'm buying this freaking snowblower. They better send it to me. But this thing is badass. I'm just saying.
Winter doesn't stand a chance.
Look at this
against
snowblower.
Toro's biggest, baddest,
That snowblower is
Toro
manly.
Power Tracks HD commercial
Wait till you see it.
snowblower. Climb steep slopes and dig into snow banks with ultimate stability. Power through deep snow. Control your infinitely variable speed with smooth handling. Clear up to 32 inches wide, 21 inches deep. Throw snow beyond 60 feet, placing it exactly where you want it.
It's a disaster.
without clogging.
It's a commercial
Trust
disaster.
America's #1 brand of snowblowers for ultimate reliability.
You
The
ever-
Toro Power Tracks HD commercial
Yeah.
snowblower.
Watch.
Count on it.
Yeah. What? This thing is bolted to the. This camera's bolted to it. It's with a clamp, and I can't seem to get the commercial right in the right screenshot. All right, let's bust out this last one. But that Toro Snow Tracks is pretty badass. All right, this took me like forever to. Oh, and this is for Valentine's Day.
Aw.
And you need to tell. It's Johnny, right?
It's Johnny.
Yeah, you're gonna need to tell him he's gonna have to go to FTD because FTD is a sponsor of my show. So don't embarrass me. Look at how pretty this commercial is. Listen to the music. He just every year keeps sending his kid, making every dad look like a piece of crap forever. and the wife's like, "You're so beautiful. You're such a beautiful husband." All right, there you go. Those were my first 7 commercials. Jesus Christ, that was a disaster. That was absolutely horrible. They're gonna go. We're paying you half of what we agreed to for these. My goodness. Anyway, so okay, so
one of your viewers gave me a T-shirt idea.
Oh, really?
I can get that color appreciative thing to catch on if I put it on a T-shirt.
I like it.
I
like it. That was Heather Goldsmith. I think.
Yeah, Heather.
Yeah, Heather's a rock star. I had her. She was actually my guest on the very first sit down.
Very cool.
And you're on the sit down with Dag. She was the very first guest I had on the sit down. She's a healthcare worker, works in the dentist industry, and she has kids at home, and it was a nightmare because it was like, okay, we're closed, so no money for you, and you gotta as a healthcare worker. My daughter is a board certified respiratory therapist. Yeah. So she's like, wow, this has been really shitty. And she now travels all over the country as a respiratory therapist.
Wow.
They just moved to Las Vegas. And then her dad is like, Corona is bullshit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. It's just a bad flu. And then I was watching some stuff today, and there was this hospital that had these things up about our mortuary. It's like, we can't even get to all the deaths. So it's clearly killing a lot more people with comorbidities.
Right.
But now everybody in my life just thinks I'm an asshole. So I'm not winning any battles, except with the COVID haters. Open businesses. Let's get us out there. Screw that. Listen, I have, like I said, I have 25 people a day in my car, and look at how beautiful.
It's ridiculous.
Look at how soft my hair is still. If I had COVID, my hair would have gotten wiry. I think it's a side effect of COVID.
No, I think fear is far more dangerous, and the more we go in these shutdowns and wearing masks, it contributes to the deaths. I know that it does.
Oh, it does. Well, there's clearly been studies done over the last year that that this COVID thing's created depression, suicides up. Everything is up, except COVID cured car accidents, pneumonia, cancer.
Right, everyone's dying.
Motorcycle accidents, parachuting accidents. It's cured everything.
Because it's all death by fear now.
It's all death by fear. So let me tell you this. So let me ask you a question here, okay? And you said you're not giving me free therapy, and I'm not saying it's for me.
I'm kidding about that.
No, I know.
give everyone free therapy.
So let me ask you this. You have this really wonderful way about you, and there's just something so sweet and kind about you that I really, I enjoyed listening to you. I like watching your videos. I like seeing you do your dance and talking about the things you talk about. And see, I think I'm a tough guy, and I'm, but I have, even though we agree politically, I want to get off the politics just for a minute here and talk about, so what do you do with a guy like me who is completely 100% incapable of managing any kind of a relationship for any length of time and is constantly afraid of everybody screwing him over? Go ahead and go. Go, Felicity Joy. You have 13 seconds to answer that question.
I know, that's right. That's right. Well, all the commercials are out of the way now, so I have more time. But
low battery,
so I have 13
we're dying
seconds.
Here. You literally have 13 seconds.
I think that the important part about your question is, first of all, who you are. And you have the tough guy exterior, and you say the fucking this and the fucking that, but you are like a completely gentle gummy bear heart. No,
where did you pick up that?
Aw, because you cry all the time with Wendy and stuff.
Shut up. I hate you. In a very loving way.
They don't just give out these PhDs. You got to do something. So anyway, I know what I'm talking about. So the most important thing is who we are at our core. And that's because we all are dipped out of the ocean of God. I like to describe us as like, if I go to the ocean, I take my cup and I dip it in the ocean. What do I have in my cup?
Salt water.
Well, it's also
and
ocean.
Fish piss. What about all the fish that pee in the ocean?
Here's the point.
All right. Am I ruining this?
It is no less ocean in my cup, right? It's no less ocean in my cup. Now, it's not all of the ocean, but it is part. And so we are all created in the image of God, dipped out of that ocean. So as we look at everyone,
it's like a James and Wendy thing here all over again.
So that's the important thing, is to look at people and see God and see what part of God that they represent. And that's a great place to start anything.
What part of God do you think I represent?
Well, the gummy bear's the part of it, the gummy.
Gummy bears weren't invented when God was around. Come on.
It's that gentle heart that you have is the key of who you are.
It's not gentle. It's tough.
I
That's
know.
made of steel.
You could just say,
I am a warrior.
I know. You could say fuck all day and your heart's still the same as it is. It's just bricks on a wall trying to protect it. But there's a place that you don't have to protect it anymore.
I ruin every relationship with women I'm in. Every single one of them. I'm completely mortified of your gender.
Mm-hmm.
I never had any, like really close, intimate, like emotional relationships in my life with any women in my family. It was all like, I'll do that. Oh, great. Yeah, good. Here's your mac and cheese.
What do you want? What do you want? How would you describe what you want?
I don't want to say it publicly because I've said it before and it's embarrassing and people make fun of me and send me messages and say I'm a pussy. But I like the tenderness and the nurturing. I want that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I get it, I get all freaked out and screw it all up.
Sure. So
I should get an alligator as a pet. I shouldn't.
That would not help you.
He'd bite me. We'd get mad. Then we'd hang out.
So
steak.
Here's the deal: is that cynicism is not your friend.
Oh, I'm cynical. This day is long.
Well, I'm just, unfortunately, it's not your friend. I mean, that's the issue that you're having. Now, getting around that cynicism is something that's probably could be solved in 13 seconds, but with a few hours of things leading up to it. Because my coaching is kind of like judo. Whereas, or what I
Sounds like getting kicked in the mouth.
What
That
I
doesn't sound
understand,
fun.
what I understand about judo, which I am not a judo person, but what I heard is that you go with how the person is going. You don't try to, right. You don't try to take them with your force. You take them with their force.
I'm a 7th degree karate expert. No, I'm
see
not.
there?
That's
Oh.
totally a lie. I totally made
Don't
it up.
lie to me. So
I want to be, though.
that's why it takes me a little bit longer to get to know somebody, to get to know just basically how to push them the way they're already going into where they want to go. Because right now you're working against yourself. You have something you want and you're working.
Duh.
Yeah, right. So, but
Oh,
when
great.
I learned
That wasn't very PhD-like. I kind of explained that. I work against myself all the time.
Right. So I get you to...
When I get something really great, I freaking ruin it. Because I'm like, oh, this is all going to come crashing down around me. This is bullshit. That's how I see.
Well, that's why I said cynicism's not your friend. But I could figure out a way that you already work to get you to go against the cynicism, which is what's keeping you.
I think
from
we
what you
need to
want.
have a regular show. We need to have a regular show where
I would
Felicity
like that. I like
saves
making
the world.
fun of you.
Yeah. Wait, did you just say you like making fun of me?
Yeah.
Well, it's easy, so easy to do, but Felicity saves the world on the Dag Show.
Dude, I love it.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I love it.
The website that I want to have is with me as a cartoon character, like a superhero.
You are a superhero.
See?
So
That's my
Felicity,
second confirmation.
real quick before we wind up, I want to show this. This is a picture of you and your husband. So that's Johnny. He's white, and look at her. look at, and he's pale.
And it's just as dumb as you said it is when people point that out.
It is. It's so stupid. But look at how beautiful your hair was long. You're so pretty.
Funny.
What do you mean it's not? It's not funny. I mean, what's funny is Johnny should have got a haircut before that photo, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
He would say that too.
I met him for 14 seconds. Seems like a really nice guy. And I hope that I get to meet him again before you leave here. But yeah, that's Felicity's fiance. You guys, he proposed to you. You're
He
not.
did. So
Yeah.
okay, so we are actually married.
Oh, you.
But I
okay.
didn't have a ring. And then we didn't have a public
Here we go.
ceremony, so it's a
Here
little
we go.
complicated,
Okay.
you know.
And then you got pink hair and shaved the side of your head. So you hooked up. So a black woman, a black woman with a doctorate, hooked up with a white guy, shaved her head, and made herself look like a lesbian. Welcome to the Dag Show, everybody. I'm kidding. And you ever? This is what happens. This is what happens. You can't control it. This is fate. It's so ridiculous. Wow. I got to tell you, I love doing the show with you. I think you should do the show with me more often.
Okay. We'll have a once
Because
a month.
I kind of like you making fun of me. I need a woman who smacks me and says, shut up, hanging around me when I do this stuff.
I'll only take an eighth of your advertisers.
Here we go. So it's an eighth of advertising. She's already negotiating live on air.
Well, because you want free counseling is why you're inviting me back.
Listen,
but
you know what? You're going to give me the counseling anyway on the show. Because one thing I am good at is listening. But here's what I'm not good at when it comes to the listening. Let me explain this real quick.
Okay.
Like, I hear everything you say, and then I'm like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Crazy person. And then I go back, and I can't sleep for 2 days, and I'm like, I listen to everything, and I decipher it, and it's just a mess. And I'm like, holy shit, she's totally right. Like Linda, my wife of 25 years, who's my best friend today, we're not married anymore, but we're very close. And she aggravates me because she makes sense and it pisses me off. I don't like quick sense made of things. I need time to pull it all, to process it. I'm busy. So then I'm like, whatever. whatever, you're insulting me. And then I hang up the phone, and the next day I wake up and go, Jesus Christ, I should just listen to her sometimes, because she told me, like, in my last relationship, she's like, you're an idiot, you're gonna fuck this all up, and because you're just afraid of everything. So yeah, but it takes me days to work out my own. I need, like, if I do something really, really bad, I'm going to defend myself immediately, knowing that I'm probably wrong, and then I'm going to put it all together in a pot and turn it into something, and then I come.
Stew.
It's a dag stew where I go, yeah, you're an idiot, Dag. That's my problem, because I don't get emotions. I'm afraid of emotions, even though I'm, I don't have any. My last
Except for crying during the thing with Wendy. Cried talking about it.
Shut up. Whatever.
I think you're pretty good at emotions.
I'm not good. I'm not good at dealing with them. I can't stop them. I think we need. I think there needs to be.
Figure you out.
There needs to be a show. Maybe we should do a weekly or bi-weekly show.
All right, bi-weekly I could do. You live close. I do that.
All
You're
right.
going to have your whole setup and not be, like, swearing the whole time you're doing the commercials.
I didn't swear the whole time.
No, the commercial thing, the frustration, it messes up my flow.
This is driving me nuts.
All right. When are you going to have your whole setup?
What? Jesus, you see how high all these ceilings are and all these walls are in this house?
Oh, right.
I got to get it all painted. Here's what I'm going to do. I got to get this carpet out of here because look at it. It's freaking disgusting. And I'm going to do it like I did in the other place.
Well,
really
I just
cool
meant, but that has to do with this setup and, like, not being so frustrated with the commercials and stuff?
Oh, no, I'm going to always be frustrated with the technology.
All right. Well, then I can get used to it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, my show is known for having technical flaws. It's kind of like part of its charm is that, yeah, Dag's got it all together, but it is going to be way cooler when the new TVs and everything get here.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Well, I'm in.
Yeah, I think we need to do this because you're like the voice of reason and I'm the idiot. So, it's kind of.
And the show's still going to be cool when you
Beauty
get
and
better.
the Beast.
Because you're going to get better.
Would it be Black Beauty and the Beast? It would be Black Beauty and the Beast. It would, wouldn't it? I'm going to come up. What was the other thing I came up with?
I don't know.
I said I came up with a cool. I'm going to have to watch it. Now I got to watch it. And
we'll both watch it.
Well, I always watch the shows after I'm done. And then I criticize myself. There is a notebook in that backpack over there that is like a horrible diary of my hate for myself. That's what it is. It's disgusting.
These are habits that are not helping you.
No, of course they're not. When I was with my last girlfriend and she would get mad at me, I would go in my car. I actually went to the office supply store and I bought these little notebooks and I have them and I would write down. Because it was her house I moved into, so I'd write down how much coffee I drank, when I took a shower, which was every day, if I took a 32-ounce glass of water into my car to go to work. Oh, yeah, I got fucking problems. I got issues, kid. I'm just telling you.
All right, now, are you going into that notebook after this show?
Oh, I go into it all the time.
Okay,
I keep a diary all the time.
Can you do one thing for me?
Sure.
Okay, you have to add one nice thing about yourself in there. True.
A nice thing.
Not make
I
up
have to come up
something
with my own nice thing about me. I can't
as
do it.
you are watching the show. Well,
I hate myself.
I don't know if I can come back if you can't do the
all
little
right.
thing I ask you.
So do I have to email that to you?
No, you just have to tell me when you've done it. You don't even have to tell me what the nice thing. I know. This is how
needs to be a whole
women
show.
are. This is how women are, and I'm helping you figure that out.
Jeannie just said, Darren, you were sitting at my old patio set. Jeannie lives literally across the street. Literally.
Did
She's
she give
right
you
there.
this patio set?
Well, yeah. She's like, take this till you get a table. So the last table set that I had a high top table, and I bought it brand freaking new, and then I moved in with my girlfriend and sold it.
Oh.
And now I went to the store and it's $140 more than it was what I paid for it at the same freaking store.
Well,
So now I
thank
gotta
you,
buy it.
Jeannie, because this is quite comfortable.
Well, she's going to sell it in spring, so I have to get all the new furniture in here. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting on the floor for shows.
Okay.
Anyway, well, listen. How cool was this?
It's pretty cool.
You are really an amazing woman, and
Thank you.
you're very charming.
I appreciate it.
I like that you struck me. I don't know what it is because I need to be punched once in a while. I just don't want to be punched by a 6'2" guy.
Gotcha.
Or a boyfriend or a husband. I'm not that threatening. But no, this was really wonderful to talk about this, and I don't think this conversation is over. I think this is a very, very big conversation. It needs to continue. And I think we can we can not only reach people, but I think we could also have a lot of fun with it. And I think you're a very charming, smart person because you have a PhD, and I don't.
There you go.
Although I should get a freaking honorary one. Been doing this show for so long. When I started radio in the 90s.
Life is giving you a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, God. When? I'm dead?
There you go.
That's going to be great.
No,
I'm going to get that
this
Lifetime
is gonna
Achievement
happen.
Award.
It's going to happen. Well, it's been a pleasure.
It
has
is.
been as fun as I thought it was going to be. And, you said a couple of ridiculous things, which I expected, and it's good. It's good.
Said a couple ridiculous. Only a couple?
Yep.
Hold on. We got to get the outro out. This is going to get so much better. Here, you got to have the outro. Okay. See what I'm saying? Can't even hear it. She's dancing to something she can't even hear. I love Felicity. You're awesome. Oh, thank you so much. Felicity Joy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to share her links on her page. You need to go see her, follow her. You feel a little weird about things, I go to Felicity Joy's page. It kind of pulls me out of my funk. So, see how soft my hair is?
I do see.
Isn't it soft?
It is.
It's amazing. All right, listen, guys, we'll be back here on the Dag Show, and I really hope I can convince her. She might leave here and never, ever respond to a single message or contact from me again.
Only depends on how many times you're going to call me a lesbian.
I'm not going to call you. I know you're not a lesbian.
I mean that I look like one.
Well, no,
you have to hold it in.
I was just wondering why you went for that look. You have that beautiful hair.
I'll explain it next time.
Was it cancer?
No.
Oh, thank God. Fuck. I didn't want to have that conversation if I could have avoided it.
I did have cancer, but that's not the hair thing.
Jesus. And part 2 with Felicity Joy and the Dag on the Dag Show. It's coming. This woman's a rock star. Pay attention. I'm going to bring you a lot of her. And I love you all for giving us any attention. Like, share, and follow the page. This will be up on the dagshow.com in a little while. And it's clearly here on facebook.com/dagshow. And hopefully Felicity will share it. She's clearly not a technological guru, but not as good as me anyway. I mean, she's got a PhD, but she can't work Facebook as good as me. And I hope we can do this again. I am really excited about being able to do this again. I think we would make good co-hosts to one another.
I agree. And I'm learning a lot, too, being here. So I'm appreciative of the opportunity.
Do you know how hard it is for me to talk nonstop for, what are we at? An hour and 40 minutes? It's not hard at all.
I was going to say,
how full of myself I am.
Not hard at all. What are you talking about?
This is why my personal life is an absolute disaster.
Great sacrifice of the Dag, talking and talking and talking. Not really.
But my hair is soft, and I got that going for me.
Jeez Louise.
I know. It's listen, I don't got
Make you shave
I
it
got
off.
this fucking table. I got that one recliner. I got to get this carpet out of here. I got a lot of things going on, Felicity.
I'm not even sure the one good thing can be your hair. You might have to come up with something else.
Well, listen, there's more than one good thing about me. I just don't want to talk about the other good things.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever you put in the notebook is fine.
Right. All right, so I have to write in the notebook one good thing I think about myself.
Yes.
That's
this is
the
how
deal?
life coaching assignments work. And so it begins.
Dag and Felicity.
Mhm.
Felicity and Dag. Black and white. America can be a great place if we just stop being pissed at ourselves and everybody else. Don't you think?
I agree.
Right on, baby. You freaking rock. I love you all. Thanks for tuning in to the Dag Show, and watch for more of this. I'm here tomorrow night. Michael Slater, great guy, coming all the way from Milwaukee to sit down and get rid of this left and right divide. We did the black and white thing, I think, tonight.
We fixed everything.
We fixed all of America.
Need to fix the rest of it tomorrow.
Right. Right after we fix me.
Oh, Lord. That's last.
That's next week. All right, guys. Take care. Peace out. Be good to one another. Bye.